Break loose the 6 bolts holding the supercharger drive cover to the manifold. This can be accomplished by using a 12mm socket with a ratchet and extension or an air gun and extension. Stand the unit on end with the supercharger drive cover up. Finish removing the 6 bolts holding the drive cover to the casing. Locate the pry notch on the rotor bearing plate. Use prying pliers or a flathead screwdriver and mallet to break the seal between the supercharger drive cover and the casing. Do not attempt to break the seal using a screwdriver on the joint between the supercharger drive cover and the casing. This will leave a mark on the case and may damage parts. Break the seal between the supercharger drive cover and the case. Remove the drive cover. Drain the oil from the rotor pack cavity and dispose of properly. Wipe off any oil that might have dripped or spilled onto the case while draining. Now remove the old rotor bearing plate seal. Fill the cavity with the supplied 125 milliliters of oil directly into the rotor pack gear cavity. Install the new rotor bearing plate seal. Note, if the coupler becomes dislodged when draining the oil, replace it on the shaft pins as shown. Make sure to align the drive cover shaft pins and coupler spring as shown properly before proceeding. Failure to do so will result in broken shaft pins and ultimately catastrophic failure of the supercharger drive cover and possibly the entire unit. Install the new supercharger drive cover. Use the supplied thread locking compound on the 6 bolts that hold the supercharger drive cover to the case as shown. Note, there is 1 short bolt and 5 long bolts. Start with the short bolt first, which goes into the middle hole on the lid side of the supercharger drive cover. Insert and hand thread the remaining 5 12mm bolts that hold the supercharger drive cover to the casing. Run down the bolts using an air gun or ratchet and extension using the following sequence. Using a torque wrench, torque the bolts to 18 foot-pounds using the same sequence. Make sure to test the supercharger drive cover and rotor shaft connection by holding the rotors firmly in the rotor opening. With your hand on the belt pulley, make sure the coupler is installed correctly and has the correct spring tension rebound effect. If no spring rebound is felt, remove and repeat the last step.